International Communications Incorporated.
This is the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Jamie Meloni.
Hi there, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. My show's on every Monday at noon, and I invite you to make this a favorite show of yours, as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. I've got a great show planned for you today. In studio, I've got Robert Paredes, co-hosting with me today from Fifth Third Bank. Robert?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Also, we've got Carol Austin, CEO of the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors, commonly known as GTAR for short.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. And also in studio, we have Pamela Henderson. She is a loan officer with Grow Financial, and she's also involved in some of the committees at the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors. So she's on the show today to also be discussing those as well. So we want to say hi to everybody.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Good.
Good. So, just want to go ahead and mention my contact information for all of my listeners. You can find all of my listings. I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker in the Tampa Bay region, tampabayreo.com. And also, you can get me off the air at 813-760-8516. Again, 813-760-8516. And if you text value to that number, I offer all the potential home sellers in the Tampa Bay region a free home valuation. Again, just text the word value to 813-760-8516. And an interesting story I wanted to lead off the show with. My business has come full circle. I've been in the foreclosure sales business 7 years now, and when I came into the business, I was taught by one of the leading agents in the Tampa Bay region at the time, and she taught me a lot, and she ended up leaving the business in 2009 and basically turned over control of the business to run. And when I say the business, I sell foreclosed properties, and I assist a team of foreclosure agents, and I handle all the billing functions for the team. And it was that was the support function that she had given me in the beginnings, because when you sell foreclosed properties, you have to pay the bills for the banks, the power and water bills, things like that. So you have to have a large operating account. And she taught me all the different things you needed to know about foreclosed properties. For instance, cash for keys, and that's where I'm going to get to in just a moment. But that is commonly, done with occupants in a property. The banks will, offer people in the properties after they've foreclosed on them money to relocate. And, the only condition to that is that they leave the property in broom swept, debris-free condition. And, it makes for an amicable transfer of ownership amongst the bank and the occupant. And she walked away from one of her properties, and she packed up back in 2009, bought an RV, and literally just said, I'm done with this business. She was getting tired of all the regulation and the demands as the business got more competitive. And she had been in the business for about 7 years at that time. And she literally came to me and said, I'm done. And she's been gone ever since. And she's up in Washington State now. And interestingly enough, one of her properties was assigned to our REO group as a foreclosed property. And so now I am getting to do cash for keys with her. So I say my business has come full circle. The girl who taught me how to do cash for keys, and now I'm, extending the same, thing to her, and we actually are wrapping that up today. So it's just interesting, how things come together, in this business.
That's got to be a little bittersweet for you, a little bit, isn't it?
It's got to be what?
A little bittersweet.
It's interesting, it's not so much that she lost her home because she couldn't afford it. She just walked away from it. This was it's an interesting story of how she got to where she was. She was a young girl at the age of 20 years old, and her friend's mom actually had gotten a real estate license, and she thought it would be an interesting thing to do. So she got a real estate license thinking that she would get a free car, that the real estate company would give her a car. And she was completely naive about the whole thing. And she ended up coming into the Coldwell Banker office back in 2001, 2002, and spoke with the broker of the office, who still is there today. And she came in bell bottoms and a flannel shirt, completely unprofessional, and said, I wanted to sell real estate. And the broker looked at her and said, no, I don't really think you understand what, is involved in selling real estate. And she turned her away. A week later, she came back to the office and said, no, I really want to do this. And so the broker was impressed that she came back into the office, and she said, all right, I'm going to give you a to-do list. I want you to go to a number of open houses. I want you to do this, 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 and this. She was testing her. And she did everything, that she told her to do. And so she gave her a shot. She hired her as an agent, and she was completely green. And she ended up at the time working as an assistant to the guy who sold foreclosures in the office at the time. And he was just a small-time broker. He carried maybe about 10 listings max at a given time. But she was fortunate in the sense that she was in on the ground floors of these foreclosed properties, and she started signing up with all the companies before anybody knew what REOs and BPOs were. And when I say REOs, that's an acronym that we commonly use for foreclosed properties. It stands for real estate owned. And BPOs, which are broker price opinions, something that a lot of real estate agents do on the side, and they just do a quick, basically, evaluation on a property, and they can earn anywhere from $30 to $100 depending on the properties. And she got signed up with all these companies so early on that when the foreclosure started to really take off in 2005 and 2006, her name was the only ones in these databases. And so she started getting all these assignments. Really? Yes. And then I came into the business back in 2007, right when she was just really taking off. And she was the #1 agent in Hillsborough County at the time. And she had all these buyer leads that were surfacing around her. And when you sell foreclosed properties, you're dealing with hundreds of emails a day just with the general management, from your asset managers. And she said, I need help. I need somebody to take these leads. I don't know what to do with them. And so I and another gentleman in the office basically took all her leads. And I started selling a lot of her properties. And I approached her. I said, I want to extend the brand, the Tampa Bay REO brand. And it was from that I took her, basically what she had done, and I basically used the term fake it till you make it. I was out there marketing the brand Tampa Bay REO to these banks, saying, we've done this, we've done that. In all honesty, she had done all this stuff. But, the banks bought into the brand, and I was able to extend our reach into many other outlets. And then we also had another agent that you've heard on our show, Christina Griffin, come into the team, and she also extended the brand into the, even more outlets.
Just out of curiosity, how many do you have right now in your portfolios, those REOs?
About 400.
Wow. Is that all?
Yeah, we work with about 45 different bank and asset management companies now. And it's a lot. I mean, I myself have sold about actually over 1,000 properties. Christina Griffin has sold about double that, and she outsells me about 2 to 1. And then we have a handful of other agents, that carry anywhere from between about 10 and 15 listings. And it's a whole operation now. We have property inspector, we have a pre-marketing person, I have another assistant who handles all the closings and some of the other odds and ends, and I have another person who handles all the bookkeeping and stuff along with my assistants. And so it's a complete operation. I have payroll and inspectors to keep up with, and every week we got like 10 properties that come in, and it's a process. So. And it's just interesting, that now my business has come, full circle, and that my mentor, the person who taught me all this, who basically opened the doors for me to understand and be able to do all this, now I'm, basically servicing her, as a cash for keys agreement now.
Jamie, I have a question.
Yes.
What got you in the real estate profession?
It's kind of just a chance discussion years ago. I used to work in phosphate industry with one of my assistants, Marilyn Zayas, who's a former girlfriend of mine as well. And she's she and I remain friends to this day and everything. And she got a real estate license. And when I went back to school at USF, one of my friends was a mortgage broker, and his wife was a real estate agent. And he said, if your girlfriend or wife to be is going to be a real estate agent, you need to get a mortgage broker license. It's a good partnership. So that made sense. So I got a mortgage broker license. Didn't end up doing anything with it. And after that, I was still working at Cargill, which became Mosaic down on 41 in Riverview. And they went through a layoff, and I volunteered to go in the layoff. I worked in a lab as a chemical analyst, and I basically wanted to go back to school and do something different. So I volunteered. I took the severance package, and I finished my degree at USF. I have a finance degree at USF.
Go Bulls.
Yes, absolutely. And from that point on, I used my savings to then get a real estate license and I bounced around for the first year while I focused on school because I really put a lot of effort. I ended up graduating from USF with a 4.0 GPA, and so I put a lot of effort into that. So anyways, if you're just tuning in, got to head to a break here, but you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Coming back from the break, we'll be talking more with our guests, Carol Austin, Pamela Henderson, and Robert Paredes, so please stay with us. Hi, Jamie Meloni here, your host of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show, featured every Thursday at 5 p.m. here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Are you a first-time buyer that is frustrated with trying to find a home in the Tampa Bay region? Have you been looking for months only to be constantly told that home is no longer available or another offer was accepted? If so, I understand your frustration. Buying a home is an emotional and challenging phase of our lives, and today it's made even more difficult due to the low inventory we have in our region. In this challenging market, you have to reach out to industry-leading professionals to help you get the job done. Please take a moment to visit my website at tampabayradio.com or send me a text to 813-760-8516. Again, 813-760-8516. So I can put you in touch with one of my buyer agents that can help you navigate this challenging marketplace. Folks, right now we are at about a 7-year low for inventory in our region. The market has shifted and we are in a seller's market again, and on top of that, there are large real estate investment groups eating up a lot of the inventory as soon as it hits the market. How do you as a buyer compete in this market? There's a lot to know and understand, and again, you need to have an agent on your side that can guide you through this market. My team of buyer agent professionals are educated on what is going on in the marketplace. They understand the importance of getting you not just pre-qualified for a mortgage, but fully approved for a mortgage. They understand how to sell HUD government-owned properties as well as Fannie Mae-owned properties, which make up a lot of the inventory in the region and areas many realtors do not understand or fail to advise their buyers properly on. Again, you've got to reach out to me and my team. We have the knowledge and experience to help you find a home and make it a smooth and enjoyable process. Please reach out to me at tampabayradio.com or my phone, 813-760-8516. Again, 760-8516. Also, if you or someone you know is interested in real estate as an investment, you've got to reach out to me and let us know. I work with 45 different banks and asset management companies selling foreclosed properties, and am well connected to many of the area real estate wholesalers that are also a source of real estate opportunities. I've sold nearly 1,000 homes in the region in the past 7 years and am your source of real estate information in the Tampa Bay marketplace. Again, please visit my website at tampabayradio.com, and you can also get me at my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/The Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show, and via phone 813-760-8516. Thanks for tuning in.
Since opening its doors 120 years ago, Stewart Title Company has established a lasting legacy of providing professional title services. Even other title insurance companies know Stewart Title Company because they do their actual underwriting for them. Stewart is here to provide a wide range of resources to help improve any real estate transaction. To learn more about protecting yourself against hidden title hazards that may threaten your financial investment, call Melissa Stoddard at 813-431-8025. That's 813-431-8025.
Thinking about buying a home? Find out how the HUD Home Store can help you. Visit HUDHomestore.com. Look at HUD homes available for sale near you or nationwide. Why HUD Home Store? HUD will pay up to 3% of the buyer's closing cost. The price of the home is based on an FHA as-is appraisal, which is already completed, saving you an average of $400. And there is an owner-occupant priority bidding period during the first 30 days. Want to know more? Visit HUDHomestore.com.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. So I want to go ahead and direct the show over towards the topic of the show, which is the Realtor Care Foundation of GTAR, the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors, and Carol Austin, who is the CEO of the organization. So, Carol, you wanted to talk a little bit about this group and what you all do. So, go ahead.
Yes, the Realtor Care Foundation was formed by the direction of the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors Board of Directors, they determined that we needed to do more in our community and how we can help with people with down payment assistance. Now remember, this is during the time when real estate was starting to have its challenges. We're talking about 2007. So we went ahead and applied with the IRS, filling out all the paperwork that's necessary and answering any of their questions about why we wanted to form this public charity. And good news is, after communications back and forth, they did approve us as a public charity 501c3 organization. And then it began the process of forming this entity with a separate board of directors, separate from our association, and we have members from the public, community leaders that are involved with our foundation. And we focus primarily in 4 areas. We wanted to help with down payment assistance for first-time home buyers, and we wanted to gift them the money if they qualified.
Okay, so this is separate from the city's down payment assistance.
Yes,
For instance,
yes.
This is a completely different, because when you say down payment assistance, that's the first thing that my mind goes to,
Yes,
is the down
yeah.
payment assistance
And
by the city.
Yes. Yes. This is gifted by our foundation to the qualified candidate. And if they're getting assistance from the city or county, they wouldn't qualify for ours.
Okay, and so how is the program up and running now? I mean,
It has been running very successfully. We average at least 20 individuals that have been successful in getting down payment assistance, and we gift up to $5,000.
and how do members of the community get involved in this?
How do the members to apply for that?
Yes.
Well, in our multiple listing service, there is a down payment assistance button where we will show in Hillsborough County that we are available for down payment assistance. Also on our website, and what our community outreach is to inform the community about this opportunity. In fact, I talked to an individual this morning about how she would apply for this grant.
Interesting. And you all are on the board of directors for that, is correct?
I am the CEO of the foundation as well as the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors.
Okay, and is this something that other associations have done too, or is this
There are some in the country that have done this. Besides the down payment assistance, we have given some help in disaster relief. We've also assisted real estate education. When I say education, if they're pursuing advancements in their real estate career, not so much for designation courses and things like that, or getting their real estate license. And then our community outreach. We've helped organizations such as Rebuilding Together Tampa Bay. Robert, our president, will be talking about some of the most recent things we have done recently, and I'm very proud of our board of directors because we have been very blessed with a lot of talent. And the one thing we struggle with is that grant money or the down payment assistance money coming in from opportunities. So we have to solicit and do fundraisers, and Pam Henderson is here, our fundraising chair, to talk about that.
Okay, yeah, Pam, if you want to elaborate on some of the fundraisers and how this works and how realtors and other people within the community can get involved, I'd love to hear it.
Sure. So we have many fundraising events that we have. We have a lot of fundraising events that we have throughout the year, and we have one coming up. As a matter of fact, it's called A Day at the Races, and it will be held at Tampa Bay Downs on March 21st from 12 to 5 p.m. And we're going to be located in a white tent at the north end of the main building. Anybody can attend. We'll have lots of door prizes. It's free to attend. Free parking. There is a concession stand there.
The Day at the Races, what is it, so you're basically taking part in a larger event? Is that what this is?
Exactly.
What is the race? What type of race?
It's horse racing.
Okay.
So they have about 10 or 12 races in the afternoon. So you have a chance to bet on the races at the betting stations, which are under our tent. The concession stand is there. You have a great view of the track that the horses are going to run right by you. Mm-hmm. And we just ask that people show up. The more people that show up, the more money Tampa Bay Downs will donate to our organization.
Okay.
So really is the number of people there really does count.
Okay.
Yes, and I do want to add also thanks again to Tampa Bay Downs for being so gracious. I think this is our third year doing it, correct?
Yes, it's our third annual, and it's been a great success the last 2 years. We're hoping for another successful year.
Okay, and how long has this committee been in place now, or this organization? When was this founded again?
It was founded in 2007.
2007. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And Robert, how long have you been involved in the organization of this committee?
Yeah, about 4 years. How's so long, Carol? 4 years, correct?
Probably, yes, 4 years,
Yeah,
Robert.
about 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah, I started out in the funding committee as a member, and then was asked to run as president for the last couple of years as well. And then I stepped up this year to be the Care Foundation president. And of course, Pamela has been gracious enough to take over the reins for the funding committee. So she's got her hands full and everything, and she's going to do well this year for us. So.
Interesting. And the event again, can you tell me what for the audience, when is it again?
It is March 21st from 12 to 5. You can come for the whole afternoon or you can come for an hour. It'll be a fun day, and come out and support a local charity.
Very good. Well, that's great. Thank you all very much, for, introducing that, on the show and everything. And you mentioned also, Carol, with the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors, you have many roles within the communities. I heard you mention disaster relief.
Yes, we've assisted with disaster relief from our foundation. We've fortunately been blessed, no hurricanes in our area, but not everybody has been able to survive disasters across the country. And so we have had opportunities where we pair with our Florida Association of Realtors and our National Association of Realtors, giving funds to help those in need. And this is for those with temporary housing needs.
Yeah, didn't we send some money up to New Jersey and New York as well for Katrina, did we not?
Absolutely, we sure did.
And what other, can you elaborate on some other programs that the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors are involved in? Do you have some other committees?
Well, there's a few things we just did this year, and I'm going to have our president, Robert, tell you what we're doing already this year.
Thank you, Carol. As a matter of fact, we, Habitat for Humanity, they reached out to me about a month and a half, 2 months ago. They had one house ready to go, but their major sponsor, who had committed, I think, $50,000, $60,000, I don't remember what the amount was, had to step back. And basically, you say, look, we're not going to be able to give you the money. They actually had just layoffs just recently, so they didn't feel it was appropriate for them to, to cut a check for $50,000 or $60,000. So they reached out to us, and we were able to donate $5,000 to help pay for the materials and so on as well. And so that's with Habitat. And we've got another. We just got it approved actually last Friday. It's an organization called Torch. And what they do is they help women coming out from the foster system and so on, to help them for assisting in housing as well, and also on job interviews as well. So we're going to give $1,000 sometime this week to them also.
That's interesting to hear. Habitat for Humanity has been on my show a number of times. They are actually my philanthropic sponsor.
Oh, okay. So you know Jamie Songi.
Yes, I've had a handful of meetings with her, and as well Jackie Buckler.
Yep.
So she's been on the show a couple of times. Very lively character. So I've had,
yes, they are.
I've had a lot of fun having them on my show and everything. And I'm trying to get more involved with them as well. So that's great that that they're part of your show.
Yeah,
itself.
and it just so happens that this person who they've committed for that home was a veteran as well, and so we definitely wanted to make sure that we jump in pretty quickly with that, right, Carol?
Yes, absolutely. Now, one of the things I want to say about our down payment assistance program, they have to be purchased in a home in Hillsborough County. That is one of the qualifiers.
Okay, so it doesn't apply to the other surrounding counties?
No, it does not.
Is it a plan to expand that into other counties?
No, at this time we set it up primarily for Hillsborough County.
Yeah, okay. And that's also based on need as well, and they have to be I think we're going 120% median income, I think, right, Carol? Yeah.
Yep.
And is there still openings for people to get the down payment assistance, or is all the slots been filled?
Well, we just closed on one a couple of weeks ago. Again, it depends on the funds we have available, because the board of directors have allocated from our funds that we have so much money for down payment assistance, so much money for community development, so much money for disaster relief, and so much money for educational needs.
Good. Okay, if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. In studio today, I've got Carol Austin, CEO of the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors, Pamela Henderson, who is also a member of the committee, the Realtor Care Foundation that we've been discussing, and Robert Paredes with Fifth Third Bank, who's also a member of that committee as well. Stay tuned. We'll be having more of a discussion with them coming up after the break.
Buying a new car does not need to be stressful. Now with TrueCar.com, where users get negotiation-free, guaranteed savings, and enjoy a hassle-free buying experience. So when you're ready to buy a car, save time, save money, and never overpay. Visit TrueCar.com today.
The stock market may see all-time highs right now, but Wall Street is split on where the market is headed next. And if you're retired or even thinking about retiring, you don't want to be taking on too much risk. You need to talk to David Graham of Graham Capital. He's a fiduciary, which means he works for you, the retirement guy in the Tampa Bay area. David is helping me with my retirement plans, and you can trust him to do the same for you. Call him at 1-800-808-5009. 1-800-808-5009.
It's time for the Morgan & Morgan Legal Brief.
A firm's mission statement defines your hopes, dreams, and aspirations. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We take very seriously our obligations to our clients, many who come to us in their most desperate hour. Our mission is you, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Introducing An American Story with Tom Brokaw. Award-winning journalist and author Tom Brokaw covers newsworthy current events, historic figures, and notable moments in history that impact the lives of Americans today.
If you have feuding kids, they may want to listen to this. Taylor and Ariel, brother and sister members of the U.S. snowboarding team at the Olympics. Taylor's Olympic dreams began while watching the Salt Lake City Games in 2002, and before long, his little sister Ariel was trailing him down the slopes of Colorado. It was all about helping each other. Their parents videotaped every practice session and moved with the snow to keep them in trim. Taylor says he wants to win a gold, but most of all, he wants to lay down a good run. That will be his reward. His advice for his sister, not go away, but go big. A brother and sister who fight, but for each other. Did I mention their last name? Taylor and Ariel Gold. I'm Tom Brokaw. This is An American Story.
This report brought to you by Florida Department of Transportation, AlertTodayFlorida.com. In Florida, 1 in every 4 traffic fatalities involve a pedestrian. Drivers, stop or yield for pedestrians and bicyclists. Pedestrians, always use a crosswalk. Bicyclists, obey all traffic laws. Alert Today, alive tomorrow. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation.
Tampa Bay Interstate's moving well this lunch hour. No problems to report on any of our big bridges. We have an accident that's taking out a lane on US 19 between Beacon Woods and Hudson Avenue in the Hudson area. And also US 301 remains shut down north of Stacy Road because of a serious crash. Use Knights Griffin or McIntosh roads instead. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
12:50 winds, Weather Center forecasts. And we'll see those highs in the lower to mid 70s today. Sunshine all around as well. 73 Brandon, Tampa at 70. Clearwater still coming in at 69 degrees and 75 Bradenton. Lows into the mid to lower 50s, a few upper 50s to the south, and then mid upper 70s tomorrow. A little more cloud cover, and then a front moves in Wednesday. 60% chance of rain, a little cooler, and then we'll see low mid 60s for high Thursday, and then that kind of slow climb back near 70 through the weekend. Wall Street today, Dow is down 22, NASDAQ up 13, the S&P index off by a point, down to 15,772. 1250 wins, WHNZ.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins, WHNZ. You'll find my show on every Monday at noon, so I invite you to please tune in at that time as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. I'm a foreclosure sales specialist, and I work with a Coldwell Banker in the South Tampa region. And off the air, you can find me on my websites, TampaBayREO.com. That's where you'll find all of my listings, as well as many of my upcoming listings, as these properties, the foreclosure properties, are assigned to me, weeks to months in advance of ever actually hitting the MLS due to the pre-marketing activities that we have to engage in on a property by property basis. And also my other website, my show page, TampaBayRadio.com. And here soon I'll be having those two sites merged into one central site, so I'm very excited about that. I'll be adding a lot more bells and whistles to both of my sites, as the new Tampa Bay REO website is in development right now. If you're considering selling a home, text the word value, 813-760-8516. That's my cell phone number. Again, text the word value to 813-760-8516, and I offer all potential home sellers in the Tampa Bay region, a free home valuation. And if you bought your home in the last couple years, you may be surprised as to what your home's worth we've seen values come up, 15, 20% in some of the communities in the region.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Jamie, I haven't had any value issues in the South Tampa area and West Chase, with the areas that I handle, in the last year and a half. So that's always good news.
Yeah, and inventory is low. It's starting to climb some, but we've been at record lows since I've been in the business for the past 7 years. When I entered the market as a realtor in 2007, we were carrying 16,000 active listings in Hillsborough County, which was about 15 months supply of inventory, and a healthy market should have about 6 months supply of inventory.
That's right.
And over the last years, we've been hovering around the 4,000 point as far as active inventory in Hillsborough County. That was very low when we hit that, and that was only about a 2 to 3 month supply of inventory, and so it really became a seller's market again. And a lot of this was done, driven by the large institutional investors that came into our region over the last year, or about 2 years now. And but in the inventory is starting to increase again, and the values are still holding though at these increases that we've seen. So it's a great time to sell, also a great time to buy. We're still values dropped in the region about 50% from their highs in 2006. We've recovered about 20% of that value, and real estate is still a great investment. Buy now, hold for a few years, and you'll be very happy you did so.
Yeah, and interest rates are still very low compared to historical prices. I know, Carol, you've been in the business for a while. You've seen 18% interest rates in the 80s, right? So.
Absolutely. I saw realtors selling homes at 20% interest.
Wow.
Yeah. So truly, we have seen it all.
Yeah. The rates for a conventional loan with 5% down is still very low, low fours actually. So certainly want to take advantage of that.
And people need to be taking advantage of that, because aren't interest rates expected to go up over this coming year as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're not going to see these historic lows continue into this year for a number of economic reasons. And so definitely want to take advantage of that. And Robert here, he is a loan officer with Fifth Third Bank, one of my expert contributors on my show. So you can find him through my website, tampabayradio.com, or reach out to me off the air, and I'll be happy to put him in touch with you. I want to speak more with Pamela Henderson with Grow Financial here in this segment. Pamela, you were talking off air. We're elaborating more on the Realtor Care Foundation. You had an interesting story of how Grow Financial helped one of your clients. If you want to tell the story for the audience, please.
Sure, Jamie. This was, I guess, a couple of years ago. We had a woman who was living in her car, and she was a retired social worker from, I think, New York. And she was living in her car. She wanted to buy a house, so she went to the public library and did some research, and she found Realtor Care Foundation. And so we talked to her about the program and everything, and I'm not sure if she was referred by Realtor Care or she just found Grow Financial Federal Credit Union, but she found us, and we helped her with a mortgage. It was a long process, but we were able to help her, and she was able to get down payment assistance through Realtor Care Foundation, and she's currently living in her own home. She's very happy, and this woman was just living in her car, and she wanted a house, and we were able to help her get into a house. So stories like that really make it worthwhile to be on the committee helping other people, because where else can you take somebody from their car and put them in their own home?
And I take it she had no money for a down payment, so she needed a down payment assistance.
She needed assistance, and we were able to, Grow Financial was able to do the mortgage, and Realtor Care Foundation was able to give her the down payment so she could get into a home.
I think also, did she have children as well with her or not?
Ooh, no, she was a single woman.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I mean, to your point, Pamela, is that it could happen to anybody.
Oh, yeah.
It could happen to any of us, so that's a great story to tell, definitely.
Very, very, very well. So what type of loan program were you able to put these people through when they used the down payment assistance? Are they still going through FHA typically, or?
Typically, it's a conventional mortgage.
It's a conventional, okay.
With maybe 3 or 5% down, like that, something along those lines. Because I think the most down payment assistance we give is $5,000.
Okay.
So, but so far since 2007, we've given out $221,000 in down payment assistance, which is pretty remarkable for our organization.
Wow! And what are the predictions with this? Is this expected to continue for years, or how soon? Is this going to go away, or how's this work?
It depends on how we're able to. We apply for grants, and of course depend on grants and people volunteering, contributing to the foundation. And it is a 501c3, so it is tax deductible. donation that you are making, you go to our website and donate right there on our website. The Realtor Care Foundation website is www.rcfgtar.org.
Okay,
Again,
one more time.
www.rcfgtar.org.
And what type of involvement do you get from the real estate professionals in the community? Are you getting good participation
That's
from
an
the
interesting question.
the membership? Or
Because it is a public charity, we reach out and we have realtors definitely involved, but we also involve other organizations.
Okay, so it's important to stress that this is separate from
Yes,
the Greater
it's
Tampa
separate.
Association of
Yeah,
Realtors.
Absolutely. It's two different organizations. Not that the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors doesn't get involved with the community. We do a lot of things in our community outside of our foundation. We have done at Christmas time a program with McDonald's Training Center at James Ranch. We've been doing over 30 years. We make their Christmas for them. Voices for Children, we make donations. So we do a lot in our community. So as the realtors do care about their community and are an active part of making our community a better place to live.
Okay, interesting. And one thing as I'm a real estate professional in the area. I've always been curious how we're tied to the Florida Association of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors through GTAR. There's 3 different organizations we all pay dues into. How do we all work together with these other associations?
Well, Jamie, when you join our association and you joined in 2007, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
You actually made application to become a member of the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors, and also we have a 3-way agreement with the Florida Realtors, which is the Florida Realtors Association, and the National Association of Realtors. So with this 3-way agreement, you automatically become a member of all 3 organizations.
Okay. And one thing, a lot of people may not understand is when you join the National Association of Realtors, you take a oath to abide by the Code of Ethics. And you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Absolutely. Our Code of Ethics is over 100 years old, and I'm very proud because one of the things our association does enforces the Code of Ethics, making sure that our members, you as a realtor, Jamie, are abiding by our Code of Ethics. So the public or another realtor can file a complaint if they believe that there has been an injustice and a violation to our Code of Ethics.
And what a lot of people within the community may not realize is that a realtor is a designation. Just because you have a real estate license does not mean you're a realtor.
Absolutely.
Realtor is a designation put out by the National Association of Realtors once you abide by the Code of Ethics. And again, that is something that the community can hold you to, and that there is a board of directors and committees that you can file grievances against realtors. It's something you don't find, like, for instance, in commercial real estate. Commercial realtors, it's a completely different ballgame. A lot of people don't understand that, when you're in residential real estate, there is the duty to disclose, and you have the Code of Ethics to abide by. If you're a commercial realtor or, and a commercial buyer, there is no duty to disclose in commercial real estate. It's the caveat emptor ruling still takes precedent within that segment of real estate.
And you know what, Jamie, just to your point, Florida Association of Realtors does a really good job in protecting the consumer because, as you know, a lot of folks are moving into Florida, and we want to keep it that way. We want to make sure that everybody abides by the law and are ethical as well. So they really protect the consumer on that piece.
So, but that was something that a lot of people I find don't understand. When you're buying investment property within the commercial real estate arena, you get the term that I just used, caveat emptor, is Latin for buyer beware, and that's the what controls that segment of the commercial real estate, or that segment of the real estate market. But when you're dealing with a realtor, you're dealing with somebody who is abiding by the Code of Ethics through the National Association of Realtors, a very long-standing tradition within the real estate business.
Let me add something too. The National Association of Realtors was formed in 1908. Our association, the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors, was formed March 18th, 1911. So we are going on 103 years old.
Interesting. And how long has the Florida Association of Realtors been alive?
They actually, our founding president, Mr. Hammond, was the founder of the Florida Realtors Association. He was their first president, along with other association leaders that came to form the Florida Association of Realtors.
Interesting. A lot of good topics here today on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. If you're just tuning in, you've been listening again to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. You'll find my show on every Mondays at noon, and I invite you to please tune in as I aim to make this show your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Coming back from break, we'll be talking more with Carol, Pamela, and Robert here in studio, so please stay with us. Hi, Jamie Meloni here, your host of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. The goal of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show is to be your source of real estate information in the Tampa Bay market.
I've been in business for 7 years now and have sold nearly 1,000 homes in and around the Tampa Bay market. I work with 45 different banks and asset management companies selling foreclosed properties and have extensive knowledge on buying these foreclosed properties and want to help you understand opportunities in the marketplace as well as common pitfalls I see many buyers as well as realtors make each and every day. I'm excited about this new show and being able to share my experiences and knowledge as well as my contacts with you, my audience. Each week, the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show will feature information on the real estate market you need to know to position yourself as an educated player in the business, as well as feature real estate professionals from around the Tampa Bay region. You'll hear a lot about HUD government-owned properties, as well as Fannie Mae-owned properties and the different programs they have available to help make you a homeowner. My show aims to promote home ownership as well as responsible real estate investing and will highlight real estate success stories from in and around the region. If you'd like to be part of the show or have a real estate success story you'd like me to highlight on the air, or if you have general questions you'd like me to discuss on air, I invite you to reach out to me at tampabayradio.com. Just fill out the contact form or email me and give me a call at 813-760-8516. Again, 813-760-8516. I or one of my assistants will be in touch with you to discuss your real estate needs. Please don't hesitate to contact me. The real estate market is a fast-paced, constantly changing arena, and my show is your source of what you need to know to come out ahead. Again, reach out to me at tampabayradio.com or 813-760-8516. I invite all real estate professionals that are interested in promoting their business and expertise on air to please reach out to me. Show contributor openings are available and will fill up fast. Whether you are involved in lending, title, building, sales, basically anything tied to the housing market, I want to hear from you. Become part of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show and grow your business with mine on air. Again, I've been in business 7 years and have sold nearly 1,000 homes in the Tampa Bay region, and I can help you position yourself as an industry leader. Take a moment to visit my website at tampabayradio.com and be sure to like my Facebook page at facebook.com/Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show to keep up to date with show developments each and every week. Thanks for tuning in.
Since opening its doors 120 years ago, Stewart Title Company has established a lasting legacy of providing professional title services. Even other title insurance companies know Stewart Title Company because they do their actual underwriting for them. Stewart is here to provide a wide range of resources to help improve any real estate transaction. To learn more about protecting yourself against hidden title hazards that may threaten your financial investment, call Melissa Stoddard at 813-431-8025. That's 813-431-8025.
Thinking about buying a home? Find out how the HUD Home Store can help you. Visit HUDHomestore.com. Look at HUD homes available for sale near you or nationwide. Why HUD Home Store? HUD will pay up to 3% of the buyer's closing cost. The price of the home is based on an FHA as-is appraisal, which is already completed, saving you an average of $400. And there is an owner-occupant priority bidding period during the first 30 days. Want to know more? Visit HUDHomestore.com.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. This show is on every Mondays at noon here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Robert, you wanted to talk a little bit about some of the financial programs that Fifth Third Bank has available. So you're talking to me off the air about. So go ahead and tell the listenership.
Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, we certainly focus on, we've got our regular FHA, VA, and conventional loans, but some of the things that I've really seen in the last 30 to 60 days, a lot of construction to perm loans. We do those, and anybody out there that's looking for a jumbo loan, what that means is a loan amount more than $417,000. We can do those up to $2 million, and 20-25% down, so we do a lot of those. We also do a great doctor loan program. That's 100% with no money down, with no mortgage insurance. Doctor, yeah. Anybody, okay. That's right. Anybody with an MD or a DO behind their name, they can get a 100% loan with us as well. And we just came out with a new program up to $10 million for high net worth clients as well. So that's something that's really, really, something that I'd want to talk about as well. So, and if you want additional information on that, you can certainly give me a call on my cell phone, which is on 24/7 at 813-300-7218. Again, that's 813-300-7218.
Okay, great to know. And Pamela, you had some programs you wanted to discuss available to borrowers from Grow Financial as well.
Right, Jamie. Nothing real specific, but at Grow Financial, we're a credit union, one of the leading credit unions in Tampa. We have very low closing costs on our purchases and refinances. Also, great service. If you come to me, you'll get great service. And we have condominium loans that have lower than normal down payment. And we also have purchase money that has a lower down payment than FHA.
That's good that you mentioned condominium loans. I covered that in the last two shows, that condominiums have seen such a depressed values, and they're not coming back up the way the single family market is, due in large part because there's no financing available for these. Explain what your program involves for getting a condominium. Is there a certain amount down?
It's less than 15% down. I can say that. And yeah, it's to anybody who qualifies for a mortgage, and as long as their condominium qualifies with Grow Financial for a mortgage.
That's also one of the most difficult parts of getting these condominiums financed is the association, the health of the association.
Right.
Many of the associations are in financial dire straits, and that's a condition for most loan programs.
Right.
Is that the association has to be liquid financially, and many of them are not. I am the president of an association myself. I own 2 condos in Rosewood Gardens, and I talked about them on the prior shows. And I purchased the thing for $86,000 back in 2005 after I sold my home in Fishhawk Ranch, and now it's worth about 20. I ended up buying
that much, huh?
Yeah. Ended up buying my neighbor who, after he let his go to foreclosure, I bought his for $23 and ended up flipping it for about $29,000. And so I made money there. And then another one came on the market a few years ago for $17, which is the exact same thing as mine. They're all either 2-bed or 1-bed units. And so I own 2 in there. I still have the one that I paid $86 for. I have the other one, and I have them as rentals.
Yeah, you did mention about the condo association being liquid. Typically, what lenders will look for is whatever your annual budget is, you need to have at least 10% reserves of that budget as well. So that's really the baseline on what they're looking for.
Right, and not a lot of people that are delinquent. If you have a lot of delinquencies, that could be an issue.
Yeah, and the owner occupancy rates, I know that comes up in a lot of the deals. Does it not with you?
Not anymore. No, that's not.
No. That's
not something we're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, just to add on to that, as Pamela will tell you, is that as long as you're buying your primary residence, lenders don't care as to the number of investment or second homes already. So that's a major plus in the last couple of years.
It used to be a big contention about, they used to look at that a lot, but now they don't look at it at all.
That's good to hear, because that has killed a lot of potential deals in years past. So I'm very glad to hear that. That's actually the first I've heard a loan officer say that the owner occupancy rates are not as prevalent as what they once were.
Well, as long as it's your primary resident. As long as the house, condo that you're buying is a primary resident, it's a non-issue.
Very good. Pamela, you wanted to elaborate?
I just want to give out my phone number in case anybody wants to call me to learn more about my programs. I'm at 813-837-2451, extension 3220.
And one more time there for the audience, please.
813-837-2451, extension 3220.
Great, thank you very much. Now, Carol, you were talking a little bit, off the air, a little bit more about the Realtor Care Foundation. Please elaborate what we were talking about there to the audience.
Well, the Realtor Care Foundation, again, helps out with down payment assistance, community development, disaster relief, and education related to real estate. If somebody's going to specialize in real estate and as their major, we would give assistance in that area. But it all depends on money that's available, and this is where I'm asking for you to assist. If you have any special grant writing skills, become a volunteer of the Realtor Care Foundation of GTAR.
And, if I can add, Carol, you don't have to be in real estate to be on the board or to help with the Care Foundation. You could be John Q. Public, and we would love to have anybody who can spend some time and to your point, especially the grant writing as well.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And it is a public charity, so again, please help out and do all you can, because we are making a difference in the life of many people.
Very good. And on my new website that I'm having put together, I will put the information on my website to hopefully get some donations through my website as well. So that's great to hear. So also I wanted to mention, I was looking through some of the programs that are available through the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors. You also have a scholarship program for students. Explain that to the audience, if you would.
With the foundation?
Yes.
Yes, we do. We do, as long as it's real estate related. It's not to get your real estate license, but if they're going into specific areas real estate related, then we will assist in that area. And again, as I stated earlier, we do have funds allocated for the different areas of our four corners of our foundation.
Interesting. Very good.
Yeah, the last donation that we did for that aspect was $1,000, right, Carol? And she was going for her master's in real estate.
Yes, yes. And Jamie, as a realtor, if you remember on your dues invoice, we have an area there blocked for voluntary contribution to
Yes.
the Realtor Care Foundation. And for all the realtors that have given, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. And I know Pamela, as our fundraising chairman, you can always look for some help. So see what you can do about getting more help because, again, we can't do this without your help.
Great. Well, thank you all very much for coming on the show today. If you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. The lady that was just speaking, that's Carol Austin, CEO of the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors. And also in studio today, we had Pamela Henderson, loan officer of Grow Financial, a credit union in the Tampa Bay region. And also Robert Paredes with Fifth Third Bank. And I kept saying Paredes. I think
Close enough, Jamie. Close enough.
I have the same problem with my last name, Meloni. Everybody calls me Melanie, and it's just, I understand, you probably deal with that every single day. So, yes, Robert Paredes, not Paredes, and I've been calling you that for, ever since I've met you now.
Well, I gave you a little bit of curve, but this week, definitely not.
So, show's about ready to wrap up, but if you want to get me off the air, I invite you over to my website, which is tampabayradio.com. That's my show page, and also my listings. They can all be found at tampabayreo.com. And again, I'm a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker here in the Tampa Bay region. You can also text the word value. I offer all the potential home sellers here in the Tampa Bay region a free home valuation. So if you text the word value to my cell phone, 813-760-8516. Again, 813-760-8516. I'm happy to provide you with a free home valuation. And, also out there to potential home buyers, now is a great time to be buying. Tampa, Florida just showed up the number 6 hottest housing market in the USA. I was reading an article here that was on MSN.com here just last week. And number 6 hottest housing market in the USA, predicted to see gains in 2014 of about 8% here in the community. So now is a great time to buy as well. We've got a lot of new employers coming to the area, and we've already seen home prices climb year over year, 14.6% per that article as well. And we've got a long ways to go. Our median home price is only $177,000, and the national median price is at $207,000. So we've got room to grow. So that is a great sign when we're priced below the national median price in a great community, which is Tampa Bay, Florida. So if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. You'll find my show on every Mondays at noon. So I invite you to please make this a favorite show of yours, as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and I'll see you again next week.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the preceding program are not those of